Hey gang, welcome back to another Scooby-Doo review where I am going to be talking about three episodes this time of Scooby-Doo and Guess Who. Kind of lumping them all together because we're getting very close to the season finale right now, which is probably out for viewing by the time this video goes up. But rest assured, I will get to The Dark Knight as soon as possible here on the channel. But today we're talking about the episodes featuring Jim Gaffigan, Weird Al Yankovic, love that episode, and Sia. Uh, just so you know, as always, some of these celebrities and guest stars I don't always know who they are, given I'm kind of sheltered. But Jim Gaffigan is a comedian. I'm pretty sure he's pretty well known for a lot of fast food related jokes. Uh, though that didn't really come across a lot in his episode. Weird Al Yankovic, I know. uh, and Sia is also is in the music business. Anyway, let's dive right on in. The Jim Gaffigan episode, we kind of open to an interesting premise, really. Scooby and Shaggy are in like this fast food eating race competition with this family chain of restaurants, with which it's kind of interesting. It's like a racing themed series of restaurants, like up in like this county or something. Uh, and the whole point of the race is like they go on, it's like on this giant circuit or something, and everybody in the contest or the race rather, they race around to each one of these fast food places as part of the franchise, where they have to eat the food as fast as they can, and so they can go to the next place, and whoever gets through all of it wins. And Shaggy and Scooby are in it to win it, and apparently their mortal enemy and rival Jim Gaffigan shows up. Uh, like I said, it didn't really hit me very hard seeing him because I have no clue who he is. But the rivalry between him, Shaggy, and Scooby is pretty interesting. Seeing Shaggy and Scooby get that riled up at something and treat something this seriously, because when it comes to food, they don't fool around. Uh, but it led to an interesting dynamic because the race is being sabotaged by the freak of the week. Uh, and we have like a good variety of suspects. I mean, it's still pretty obvious. They leave the clues around so you can figure out who it is. But they have like all the other racers, and for a while they leave it open to where any of them could be it. And I like how Jim is just like, I bet it's the old lady. And kind of seeing all these other racers kind of made it feel a little bit like it was a homage to Wacky Races, especially the little old lady with the tiny dog, kind of reminding me of an elderly version of Penelope Pitstop from Wacky Races. If for those of you that don't know, it's a classic Hanna-Barbera cartoon. We get the gang racing around in the Mystery Machine, and some fun sequences there. Uh, and then Shag, Scoob, and Jim like butting heads the whole way. Then eventually his car gets wrecked, and he has to join the crew in the Mystery Machine as they still try to compete in the race, but also solve this mystery. And it's just all coming together into like this huge wreck of an episode. Well, it's when I say wreck, I don't mean it's a bad episode. I just mean a lot going on, and not everything hits, but it was fine. Although there's like this one scene where Jim's like making fun of Scooby and just like insulting him by pretending that using like these two French fries. I'm like, "Oh, Scooby, you'll never win." And then Scooby's just like, "The fries are hurting my reelings, Raggy." And I'm just like, "Buddy, you crossed a line. You don't make fun of Scooby. Don't tease him. Especially with fries, not especially talking French fries, especially dancing talking French fries." I just wanted to give Scooby a hug there. But it all comes together in a decent episode. I just don't have much to really say about it. Check it out. Although, oi, the prize for winning the contest, ew, just ew. I've seen Scoob and Shag be interested in all kinds of weird food. I mean, back in the '70s, the Shaggy was the guy who made liverwurst a la mode sandwiches. But this episode really pushed the line. Ooh. But next was the Weird Al Yankovic episode. Now, I know who Weird Al Yankovic is. I first heard about him in probably the first book of the Captain Underpants series, where playing his songs over the intercom was one of the pranks George and Harold did. I also know him from the episode of Batman the Brave and the Bold, where Weird Al, Batman, and Scooby-Doo all come together in this amazing segment of the episode where Shaggy and Scooby like clock the Penguin and the Joker, and then Weird Al comes in and deals the final blow to the Joker with his accordion. Oh, I loved that episode, and it's great to see both Weird Al and Batman coming back for this series. Although things are a little bit different this time. I just loved this episode. Weird Al has like some kind of accordion band camp, summer camp thing up in some mountains, and they're getting attacked by dinosaurs. And not phantosaurs. It's not clear if they're supposed to be ghost dinosaurs or just monstrous dinosaurs. But they're attacking, and he has to send all the kids home. And without kids, he'll have to close down his band camp. Meanwhile, the gang comes into the picture because Shaggy and Scooby want to go to the camp so that they can become great accordion players. A lot of the accordion in this episode, and it can be a little grating, which I'll get to later. But it's just really funny to see, and they run into Weird Al, they run into the dinosaur, and then we get a moment where Shag and Scoob want to learn the accordion from Weird Al, and Al's just like, "All right, show me what you got." Then he hands his accordion over to Scooby, and they play it straight with Scooby. He's a dog. He has paws. He can't press the keys on an accordion. So, realistically, he can't play the accordion very well, which is a little cringe. Then Weird Al's like, "Okay. All right, what do you got, Shaggy?" And then Shaggy gives a bad squeeze on that thing, and then I'm like, oh, so they're both bad. But no. Shaggy goes like, "Oh, like, sorry. I usually play Southpaw." Turns it around, and then he starts playing like Flight of the Bumblebee. I'm pretty sure that was the song on that thing going. You gotta see it for yourself, but he leaves that thing smoking. Velma's just like, and Weird Al's like, and Shaggy is the accordion rock god. Leaves that thing smoking, and Weird Al's like, "You're not bad." So we'll work on you, Scooby. I loved it. I just loved Weird Al. Though a lot of the times while they're running or investigating or whatever, he starts playing his accordion and narrating whatever him and the gang are doing, which could be a little grating. I mean, I get Weird Al's known for the accordion, but I kind of like when he's like making parodies or funny songs and stuff. I mean, That's what I really like from him. We don't get a ton of that. We get like one moment in the episode where he kind of does his own version of a lullaby song to kind of calm Scooby down, but that's the most we get. The rest is just all, I'm running for my life, being chased by a dinosaur. But we get a few suspects, fewer red herrings, but I like that, like the what was it? The Urkel episode. We get like a slew of suspects, all with their own beef or reason for wanting Weird Al's camp to just not be there. And Fred's just like, you don't have a lot of friends on this mountain, do you, Weird Al? He's like, I do not, Fred. I do not. And another thing, I've been spoiled by Milo Murphy's Law, so every time Al said something, all I could hear was Milo Murphy. Because I've been watching that show for so long that Al's just regular speaking voice has just been ingrained into my brain. And I just hear Milo. I'm like, who, Milo? No, that's Al. That's just what Weird Al sounds like. And we get some more of Al, like, trying to teach Scooby how to play the accordion. And it's just not going well. And then they're like, what about these plastic hands? And they look freaky as heck. And even Al's just like, yeah, that's too weird even for me. They try a few other things. And then it all culminates to what they find out why whoever's doing it, what they're after, which is like this fossilized baby dinosaur. And here's another interesting bit. When it comes to the trap, Weird Al is the one who has set the trap this time, kind of like the previous episode with the cat mummy. And the funny thing is, this isn't a trap that he made up for the dinosaur. This is a trap he had for the parents of the kids at the band camp when they do like their accordion recital. and the parents apparently like sneaking out early to get away from that. It's a trap he set to catch the parents, to drag them back and listen to the accordion. I love it. And it leads to like this whole moment, which is why this episode is my absolute favorite episode so far. It's like a trap where they have like this whole ditch thing and opening up a sluice for a dam to release the water so that the dinosaur will be swept away and into a net. Well, the gang ends up in the ditch too, but Weird Al's like, don't worry guys, I got this. And then he presses a button on his belt and a giant inflatable rubber duck pops out of his pants. I love it. I just love it. I just love it so much. And then they catch the bad guy. I just love that duck. And then Weird Al finally finds an instrument that would work better for Scooby. I don't know if this is like some sort of joke from one of Weird Al's things, but it's like drums, but they're made out of suitcases. Anyway, Scooby plays that. And then we close out to Al, Shag, and Scoob going like, Scooby-Dooby-Doo! Oh, just love it so much. Please check it out. It's probably one of the best episodes of the season. Then we get an episode with Sia, who is apparently a friend of Daphne's. They met at some kind of class learning how to, like, call cows, which is weird, but, I mean, isn't any weirder than how the gang knows any of these other celebrities? That like how Shaggy is friends with the basketball player and everything. But Daphne brings the gang over to Sia's house because apparently she has a problem. Some sort of ghost doppelganger is framing Sia for stealing all of these diamonds from local diamond dealers, and framing her for the crime. And then apparently Sia's just like really quirky. So she invites the gang in, and then they start walking into the room, and she's like, "No, stop, wait!" And then they're bouncing on bouncy balls. And then this is kind of like a reoccurring gag throughout the episode, where she's just like, "No, stop, wait!" And then just does something weird. Then while the rest of the gang goes on a stakeout, Sia, Shag, and Scoob have a little vegan party, which is kind of interesting because a few years back, for a while, Shaggy was a vegan. Here, Shaggy's like, I don't even know what a vegan is, but we love all kinds of food, and we don't disseminate. No, I can't word today. But they welcome all kinds of food, even if it's not meat, because in Sia's house, no meat. It's a vegan house. You gotta roll with the house rules at Sia's place. But the interesting part of that was back in the day, Casey Kasem, the original voice for Shaggy, may he rest in peace. After a Burger King ad, he became disgusted with that ad, and when they wanted him to come back to play Shaggy again in What's New Scooby Doo and the direct-to-video movies based on that, he only agreed if they would make Shaggy vegan. So all throughout that, anytime Shaggy was shown eating, he'd only be eating vegan food. Here, with Matthew Lillard playing the role, Shaggy is once again eating, whatever. But him and Scooby aren't against the vegan lifestyle. So they're just like raiding the fridge and having like this little party with Sia, getting pies thrown in their faces because that's how you eat pies in this house. It's just a lot of silly fun. I kind of noticed this, but the whole friend of Daphne's being framed for a crime from a lookalike, it's kind of a recycled concept from an episode of Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated where Daphne's mother was kind of being framed for being a vampire and stealing stuff. And the gang being kind of suspicious and thinking that maybe, just maybe, she really did it. And that's kind of brought back here, but replace Daphne's mother with Sia. And Scooby still believes it's not her, but they find the diamonds like in her drawer. And that really puts a light on her, especially because we get like 4 rando characters pop in for like 1 minute, and then it kind of becomes cluttered for a second. I'm like, oh, well, here's our suspects. One of them did it, because they don't put a lot into building up the mystery here. It's just although they do play up the whole angle of, did Sia really do it or didn't she? Because they have Sia conveniently gone when the doppelganger is around. But of course it's not her. And they have some interesting sequences, and like this really trippy part where the gang goes to bed to resume the investigation in the morning. Then Shaggy's just like, alright, and then he turns off the light, and then he sees the ghost, so he's like, then he turns on the light, and the ghost is gone. And then he keeps doing it, and then she's gone, and then she's there again, and I'm just like, okay, what's going on here? And then she's just suddenly there, and I'm like, okay, that was interesting. I liked that. That was a good gag. Another interesting bit was a different take on the Scooby Dooby hallway concept. You know, when they're running through all the doors and stuff, they don't do that. And instead, they're running through like these giant hamster tubes Sia's got all over her house, and it leads to a different take on the sequence with all of them just going through all these tubes, but it's basically the same thing as with the doors. It's just with tubes. So I'm like, okay, nice spin. Um, and that's pretty much the episode. I don't want to give away who it was, but but there's a whole thing with bacon near the end, and Sia is just disgusted. She could forgive the person for framing her for the diamonds, but having bacon in this house, that is unforgivable. And Scooby's just like trying to get the bacon out of Sia's hand, but then she just throws it away. He's just like, oh, poor Scooby. The dog just wanted the bacon, but that just was not happening. This was the vegan episode. But yeah, I liked it for the most part. Don't really know Sia very well. Apparently she has a whole thing with like wigs and covering her face, but she moves it out of her face for the cartoon. And apparently when I showed somebody this, they were really surprised that Sia showed her face. I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't know. But we got about 2 episodes left. I'll check them out as soon as I can. I think Keenan Thompson. I'm not very familiar with him. I think he's an art comedian. But the season finale, Batman, with Kevin Conroy reprising the role, which will lead to something interesting, I believe, because in the past times that Scooby-Doo has teamed up with Batman, it's been equal partnership, and they've been teaming up with the lighter versions of Batman, the Super Friends version, and the Brave and the Bold version, and the Adam West version, which were very friendly versions of Batman. Kevin Conroy's Batman, I don't think he really wants the gang on this investigation. I think that's how they're going to play it. I can't wait to see how it all plays out. I've seen some previews for the episode, and it just looks fabulous. Anyway, that's all the time I have for today, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And please check out these episodes. Take a look at my previous reviews. Scooby-Doo has turned 50 this year. Just really crazy. And we'll be back with those last 2 episodes, hopefully very soon. And until next time, everyone, Scooby-Dooby-Doo! We see today, oh, well, we could